Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video, I'm going to be testing out a new brush set that I just randomly saw. I was in the mall the other day and I was in Urban Outfitters and I was just kind of walking around and I noticed their new makeup, the Oh Hi collections of stuff. So I was looking at that and kind of swatching it or whatever. And then I noticed that they had BH Cosmetics in there, and I noticed they had this brush set. And the first thing that caught my eye was this bag that it comes with. It's this crazy opal, you know, duochrome, a million different chrome, you know, it's a million different colors. I love this. This is like everything to me, this color. So that's what first caught my eye. But then what also caught my eye was the price point, which I will put here because I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I know it's 20 something. And you get 12 face brushes plus the bag for that price, which is like insane. So I was very excited to get my hands on this, and I really wanted to try it for myself to see how good the brushes were and if they were worth that really low price point, if they sucked for being so cheap or if they were really good for being so cheap. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. It's just gonna be a kind of like a normal tutorial, I guess, but I am also, like I said, gonna be talking about the brush set specifically throughout the tutorial, as well as just other random little things I was using. Also in this video, I am trying out for the first time this guy right here. This is the new Nikki Tutorials highlight with Maybelline, and you will see how I feel about it. You can take a look now, and you probably already know how I feel about it, but you will see in the video how I feel about this. And yeah, that's kind of all I'm going to be doing today, so I hope you enjoy the video. Please subscribe if you have not yet and turn on notifications so you never miss a video, and let's just get started. Now to start out this look, I'm going to be going in with foundation, and today I'm going to use my Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I've really been loving this a lot, so I'm just going to use this today. Super full coverage. I want to go for a very full coverage kind of look, so I'm not even going to like mess around. I'm just going to go for it. And to put the foundation on, I'm going to pick up this one. It's the number 3 brush from this set. It's kind of like a domed foundation style brush. And let's just go in with our foundation. That foundation brush worked super well. Blended in the foundation really nice. Gave me a super nice full coverage. And my skin looks good, like the texture of my skin. I know I talked about this in one of my last videos. The texture of my skin still looks good. It doesn't look dried out from the buffing of that brush, so I like that a lot. I'm not going to go in with concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the lightest shade, and I'm just going to apply that everywhere, kind of I always do. This is kind of basic, normal stuff for me, just under my eyes and then down the center of my face. Now in this set, I don't think there is a brush that's like small enough or the perfect size for blending in concealer. All the face brushes are too big and all the eye brushes are a little too small. So I'm just gonna go in with this Morphe sponge. It's the kind of pointed one, and I'm just gonna use this to blend out the concealer. Now I do feel like also this brush set doesn't have a brush small enough to set my under eyes as well, so I'm also going to use this sponge to set under my eyes, and I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light to just set under my eye area, and I'm just using that on the same side as I did for the concealer. I'm then going to take this brush, this is the number 1, with my MAC Skin Finish in Light Plus, and I'm just going to use this to set the rest of my face. I really like the feeling of all of these brushes. This powder brush is nice. All these bristles and all these brushes are very like soft. They're that really nice soft synthetic fiber. And the handles do feel very sturdy. So this brush is working really well just for setting. I like that it's less dense, so I feel like I'm not getting like too much powder, you know? Now to do some contouring and bronzing, I'm going to basically take my Tarte Princess, what is this? My Tarte Parquet Princess Chisel Palette, and I'm just gonna actually mix together all 4 of the contour shades because I like them all. I think I've said this before, I wanna get good use out of all of them, so since I like them all, I just kind of mix them all together. And I'm gonna use this to contour, and I'm gonna use this brush number 4, which is more of a flat brush. Now I don't usually like this kind of brush for contouring because I'm not the kind of person who likes a really harsh, like sharp contour. I like my contour to be very blended out. So I'm interested to see how this does. I think it's like just flimsy enough, and I say flimsy, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just flimsy enough that it seems to me like it's putting on the product where I want it, but I can like go like this and it is blending it out. So I'm not getting like a harsh chiseled line. I'm not the kind of person that likes that look on myself, so I enjoy that about this brush. And I'm gonna take those same shades and go around my forehead as I usually do. And this brush is working super well for this. I'm really surprised because I wasn't sure I was gonna feel about this one. Like I said, I don't really usually like these kind, but it is like, it's not too hard. I feel like a lot of these brushes, like this style, are really hard and they don't work as well, but this is working so well. Like I can apply it and really blend it. And then a true test here, I'm gonna try to contour a little bit of my nose with this. This is gonna be sketchy. So I'm gonna take the shade here, Princess Cut, which is the most kind of neutral undertone, not too warm, and it's also the lightest one. And I'm going to use just the edge of this brush to try to contour my nose. As I've said before, I feel like I'm not good at contouring my nose. It's actually not bad at all. I feel like it really placed the product, but for me, it's just it's too much. It's too like lines. I feel like it's so obvious. So I'm just gonna go back with my foundation brush and just sort of dab it out a little bit to kind of soften it up. My camera's been really annoying me. I don't know why, I don't feel like I changed anything, but it keeps focusing on my background. And it's been doing that the last couple videos and I don't know what is going on, but it's really pissing me off. So I'm now gonna go in with some blush. This is Mauve Fit Me Blush by Maybelline. And for this, I'm gonna use the number 2 brush, which is more of like a really chunky blush brush. And I'm gonna get some of this blush on here. Let's just see how this goes. Again, like these brushes are all really soft. I feel like it just blends everything very nicely. I'm very, very happy with how these are working so far. Now I definitely think this brush would be good for blush as I'm doing it now, but also for like bronzer, it would definitely be good for foundation. This is one of those brushes that's like that perfect size and shape that you could really use it for a lot of different things. But as a blush brush, it's working super well. Okay, so let's get into some eyeshadow. I'm gonna start by priming my eyes with the same concealer I used underneath, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And then I'm gonna blend that in with the same Morphe sponge that I used under my eyes. And now really quickly, I'm gonna do my brows and come right back. For my brows, I'm using something new. This is the Essence brand brow products, and I'm using the Eyebrow Designer Pencil in the shade Soft Blonde. And then I'm using the Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara in the shade Blondie Brows. So I'm going to use these two really quick and I will be right back. Now I am extremely happy with those brow products. I was going to do like a whole video on them, but I decided, you know, it's okay. I don't need to do like a whole big thing about it, but I did just want to say that like these are so good. Like my brows I feel like look really good right now. And this pencil was $2.99 and this brow gel was $1.99, or the other way around. Whatever, one was $1.99, one was $2.99, and for $5, like, these brows look like I spent more money on them, and they're so good. So I'm extremely happy with those brow products, and they stay on really long too. I don't know, they're really good, so I'm very happy with those. So now we're gonna go into the eyeshadow, and I'm going to use this palette again. I did just use this in a video, the ColourPop Take Me Home, but I really love this palette, as you guys saw in that video, so I wanna give it some more use. Now, the colors in here, I do love them. I love the warmth of them. However, in this particular look today, I don't wanna go so like orangey warm. So I'm gonna start out with a different transition color. Instead of using this warmer transition color in here, I'm just gonna go into my contouring palette and use Princess Cut, which is the more cool toned contour from this palette. And that's what I'm gonna use as my transition shade. And to put down this transition shade, I'm going to use the number 8 brush from this brush set. And then, like I said, just put that all across the crease as my transition color. After that, I'm gonna go into this middle shade right here, which is Popular Demand. And I'm also gonna put that in my crease. But for this shade, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. This is the number 7. It's a little bit more of like a round crease brush, where that was more like a 217 kind of style. And I'm gonna use this to apply this a little bit deeper in my crease. I'm also gonna take that same brush and that same shade and kind of start to put that on the outer corner of my eyelid and about halfway across my lid. Now I'm going to take this little brush. This is a super thin blending brush. It's number 6 out of this set. And I'm gonna go in with the shade, oh goodness, I think it's French Kiss. I don't know, it's the dark brown one here in the corner. And I'm going to put that in my outer corner and the outer part of my crease as well. And I'm putting a decent amount of this because I do want to make this look pretty dark in the outer corner. So I'm just starting out with a little bit to make sure it stays blended and kind of taking my time with it, kind of blending up little by little, but I am going to build this up quite a bit here in the outer corner. Now that we are all smoked out, I'm gonna do the same thing to the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna start with this pencil brush here, the number 10 from the set, and I'm gonna go back in with Popular Demand, which was the medium brown from this palette, and I'm going to take this all the way across the lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go back in with a shade which I believe is French Kiss, the dark brown. And that's just gonna go more on the outer half of the lower lash line. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of my Eyeshadow liner in the black shade, which is my favorite pencil liner, and I'm going to put that in my waterline. And then I'm gonna take the brush number 11, which is a flatter brush, and then just run that along the edge of that pencil in the waterline just to make sure it softly fades into the other colors we have on the bottom lash line. And then I'm just gonna go back in one more time with this pencil brush and that super dark brown, and then just run that right next to the liner. And this is mostly just to make sure that that liner it's really blended and you can't really tell where the liner and the eyeshadow stop. They kind of just fade into one another. Now for a pop in the eyes, I have this product which I guess is new, and it's from Iconic London, and it is the Chrome Flash Eye Pot. They did send this to me, just so you guys are aware, and they sent me the shade Lunar. So it is a creamy pot, and I'll show you. It's basically like a liquid jelly eyeshadow, and it's like super metallic. And it says to glide across your lid for full-on glamour, or gently dab the jelly shimmer on top of your finished look for a touch of luxe. For best results, use your finger to apply and blend the edges with a synthetic brush, which I will do. So I want this more intense. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna first apply it with my finger, and then I'm gonna go in with this brush, which is the number 9 from this set. And it's kind of like a fluffy paddle brush. And I'm gonna get just a little extra and sort of dab that around the edges, just because I want it to fade into the edges of my eyeshadow. I don't want this to be like a cut crease kind of look. And this shade Lunar in particular is sort of it's a gray, like a silvery gray, but it's almost got this like patina to it, if you know what I mean. Like it's got this kind of brownish kind of undertone to it. So it's not just a full-on silver. It's sort of a weird, like funky, tarnished silver, if that makes sense. So I have a little on my finger, and I'm going to start by dabbing this in the eye. This is my first time using this, so kind of a first impression here as well for this product. I put it on my hand yesterday, and it felt really nice. It feels really nice on the eyes. As you can see, it's like very full coverage kind of product. And it did stay on like crazy on my arm yesterday, and I did have to scrub it off to get it off. So I can feel it's drying down, and it's not moving around as much, but I was able to get it pretty blended out actually, which was surprising. I thought I'd have to blend it out a little more, but I am still gonna take just a little bit on this brush and then dab that right around the edges. Now, I don't personally have any kind of like affiliate links or discount codes or anything like that with this brand. It wasn't all that. They just sent me, you know, something to try out, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people have like coupon codes. So if you wanted to get something like this, I'm sure you could find a coupon code somewhere. But in terms of the product itself, it is a pretty nice product. I like the way it works, and it looks really good on my eye right now. So I am happy with it. And then I'm also gonna go back with the number 7 brush and a mix of those 2 browns I've been using from this palette. And just kind of place that right on the edge here and overlap it on top of that shadow. And that'll just make those 2 fade a little better together. And one thing I do actually really like about this product in particular, this lid color, is it dried really fast. But like not too fast. You know, I feel like sometimes with like the Stila Dazzle shadows, the Stila liquid shadows or the MAC Dazzle shadows. I love them both dearly, but they do take a little while to dry, so sometimes when I open my eyes I'll be left with like this little mark. But this one had a good dry time to where it was like just enough to blend it in, but it's completely dry now very quickly, so I don't feel like it's going to transfer up into my crease when I blink or anything like that. It's like it's stayed put at this point. So the final thing I'm going to do in my eyes before I put on lashes and all that stuff is I'm going to take the number 12 brush, which is a little angled brush, with the dark brown from that ColourPop palette, and I'm going to get that really close to my lashes and do sort of like not a full-on liner, but I do want to get that across my lash line just to give a little bit of definition before I put on my fake eyelashes. Alright, so I managed to use all the eye brushes, which is what I wanted to do, and they all worked crazy good. Like, they all worked amazing, so I'm very happy with that. So now I'm going to do my lashes really quick. I'm going to put on some mascara, which is my tried and true MAC in Extreme Dimension, and then I'm going to put on these lashes, which are the Dodo lashes in the style D309, which are my favorite. They're very wispy, and they have so many different layers to them, and they're beautiful. They're huge, but they're beautiful. So I'm going to throw these on really quick, and we will be right back, and I will kind of finish off the rest of the face and the lip. So the lashes are on. They are huge, I know, but I really like them a lot. I think they're super fun, and I like putting them, I love these so much when I have this kind of makeup on because I just feel very glamorous and special, and I feel like very over the top, which I love. So I'm going to now be diving into this guy right here, which I'm so excited about. This is the new Maybelline collaboration with Nikki Tutorials, and it's a Master Chrome highlighter, and it's just number 250, but it's the Nikki Tutorials collaboration. Let me try to... So this is the shade. It is a very light champagne. It's a very like whitish champagne color. So this is definitely not going to work on darker skin tones, which kind of sucks. But I know they do already have a lot of different shades in this, or at least a couple different shades that will work on a lot more skin tones than this one will. So I'm going to grab this. In this particular brush set, there wasn't necessarily like a highlighting brush, so what I decided to do was just, I didn't use this one eye brush. It's the number 5. It was like a biggest blending brush from this set. I decided just not to use that on the eyes, and that I was just going to use that on the face for this highlight. So I got some of that highlight on the brush, not too much, because from what I swatched, this thing is like intense and insane. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, this highlight is crazy. Okay, so that looks awesome. That highlight is amazing. That brush was a little small for that purpose of putting on the highlight. I think it would definitely make a really good eye brush, blending brush, but I don't love it for the highlight just because it's such a small size. It was a little harder, but I made it work. But again, I think that would be a good eye brush for sure. And then in this set, you might have to like pull for like a highlight brush or something like that. So now I'm gonna just take some more of that highlighter and use the number 9 brush that I used for the lid color. And I'm just gonna take a little bit more of this Nikki Tutorials highlight and use that as an inner corner highlight just to kind of pop here. And I'm also gonna take a little bit of that under the brow as a highlight. I don't feel like I ever really highlight my eyebrow very often, so why not? And for the lip, I'm going to keep the drama going from the eyeshadow. So for my lip, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipstick in the shade Dusty Mauve. I got this like a month or 2 ago, and I have yet to use it, so this I feel like is the perfect time. I'm going to use that, and then I'm also going to line my lips a little bit with the MAC lip liner in the shade Plum. I'm going to put on the lipstick first and then go in with the liner to perfect the outer edge of the lip. Since the lip was so bold, I decided just to go in and put a little more bronzer kind of all over just to give a little more color to my face, because sometimes when I put on a bold lip that's kind of dark, I feel like my face looks really pale. So I just did that, and that is the finished look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Overall, I think this brush set is so good. It's like so good, so inexpensive. I love all of them. They all work amazingly well for each part of the face, and I'm really excited to have these part of my collection. Again, they are so affordable. It's like insanely affordable, and this bag that you get, again, like I die. This is like my favorite color right now, this opal color, and so I'm so excited to have this like just in my work bag as like my makeup bag, or just put random BS in here just so I can use it. Like, I really love it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching as always. Please subscribe and turn on notifications if you have not yet, and I will see you next time. Bye!